hardcore. This video has everything and nothing to do with the video I'm going to play in a minute. But it's just incredible when you think that we've been flying for a long time, and probably in the last 10 years everybody's thought about things and realises it cannot happen the way that they're telling us, and all this fuel and everything. But why have so many of us woken up? This is something very strange, I think. What it is we are either one or the other. We are either heavily autistic, heavily Asperger's. I think that's how you say it. I'm not very good at that one. I want to say it differently as well. But anyway, or you've got traits of autism and Asperger's, and it's all in the smile. You should look at people. You will see it in their smiles. You can find many pictures on the internet. What it is they have a weaker and a stronger part of the smile. So, autism one way, and then the other way. And what it is they're trying to get rid of this one. So you're only autistic. But if you have some of these traits, totally different person. You're not very social, very clever, very mathematical. This one's different, very social, etc, etc. Empaths come from this line. Autistic doesn't mean you are one, you just have autistic traits. But you're either one or the other. I don't know when it happens, whether it's something that happens at conception, something happens, it's almost as if you've had a stroke. But he's saying there are certain type of people, but I believe it's all of us. Now they already know this, and yet we've woken up. I mean, you know, they mess around with us. There never used to be any blonde people, and now there's loads of blonde people. Say 200 years ago there wasn't any blonde people, and now there's blonde people. You know, they mess around with everything all the time. But what it is we've got more intelligent. I just cannot see that many people bothered about the politics anymore. Nobody likes Keir Starmer. I don't think many people like Trump either. They're only portraying totalitarianism, and they already know. Like, I feel that I'm more the autistic side. Autistic is social, Asperger's is antisocial. It means they're very sensitive either way, and that's why autistic people have got their hands going, you know, and they do all that stuff because, oh, someone's come in the room and I can't handle it, because they're so sensitive. But we're all becoming much more informed and much cleverer. No matter what they do to you, I think a lot of people have woken up now and realised that things are very, very not right. But anyway, they do it just every single way. Education, medication, they do it with everything. And this one's about flying. And you have to say for entertainment purposes. Yeah. Anyway, let's watch the little video again. I had problems taping it, so let's hope it's not so bad when I'm recording it. But this video is on Sun and Moon. I've put it out a couple of times because I think this guy is got it. Either way, you're either one. They know this. They know that we're either one. Now they're trying to get rid of this one. Pathetic, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, let's listen to the little video. But is this why we're waking up? This is why this was in here. Is it because Either way, we're waking up.
Most insane internet rabbit holes are oddly convincing part 6-7. Jet fuel is a hoax, and airplanes don't actually burn fuel to fly, but rather use an energy source that's gonna have you questioning everything. Just a fun theory for entertainment purposes only. So this is a plane. It flies in the air using jet fuel, or so we're told. A typical Boeing 747 carries about 64,000 gallons or 242,000 liters of fuel. That's a lot. A literal metric ton. Actually, about 193 metric tons to be exact. But let me ask you something that you've probably never thought of before. Where the hell do they put it? Like, this is what a 60,000 gallon water tank looks like. That's a person for scale. It's massive. We're told that more than this amount of fuel is stored in the wings of the plane, and that part's not a myth, that's actually what they tell us. And the question people are asking is, where? How exactly do 64,000 gallons fit in these wings? Like, this entire tank is really squeezed into those thin sheets of metal? It just visually doesn't make any sense. And then think about the time that it takes for an airplane to refuel. When you're at an airport, you usually don't see the fuel pump connected to the plane for more than a couple minutes at a time. A regular car takes only about 12 gallons of fuel, and let's say 2 minutes to fill up. Even if these jet fuel pumps pumped at 10 times the rate of a regular car gas pump, do the math, and it should take around 9 hours to fill just half of the plane's 64,000 gallon capacity. Yet we somehow never see a plane getting pumped for more than a couple minutes, if even at all. Sure, they'll tell you these jet fuel pumps are actually way more powerful than that and can pump fuel at a rate hundreds of times faster than car gas pumps, all going through this hose with a 1 to 2 inch inner diameter, which is actually how wide they are on the inside. Go search it up. All of this fuel which goes to power the turbines, and this is where it starts getting fun, because here's what a turbine from a typical airline jet looks like, pretty standard. And here's the ceiling of the Hoysala temple in India, an ancient temple that is said to have been built around 1150 AD, but some argue it could be much older than that. Now, ancient India has some of the wildest temple architecture and design anywhere on earth, like Kailash, a whole ass temple that was carved into the bedrock of the cliff around it, an absolute marvel of ancient engineering. And the same is thought of the temples of ancient India, like Kailash and Hoysala, which use specific ancient mechanisms and esoteric knowledge to harness atmospheric energy from the sky to power their ancient societies. I told you this was going to get weird. Well, now it's being said that same technology is actually being used in modern airplanes, which only use the jet fuel to take off, and once they reach a certain altitude, they tap into this atmospheric energy to stay lifted and move fast, which they would have better access to because of how high planes fly, and that's where this energy is supposedly found. Tartaria technology, Nikola Tesla technology, 0-point energy being used right under our noses, all while taking money out of our pockets with expensive plane tickets, blaming it on the copious amounts of jet fuel they allegedly need, when they're actually just using the free, unlimited atmospheric energy harnessed by our ancestors. Absolutely insane, I know. But listen, a Boeing 747 can weigh up to 220 tons, while an Airbus 380 can go up to 600 tons. Have you ever stopped to think about how much of a modern miracle it is for a 600-ton metal behemoth to fly through the air for 16 plus hours on end? And all it takes is 4 of these jet turbines, for how powerful they aren't even really used anywhere else except for aviation. But even so, someone has to make these engines, and surely it would be much too difficult to keep something like this a secret with hundreds of companies all manufacturing them, right? Well, actually no, because only 3 companies own 99% of all turbine manufacturing in the world: GE Aerospace, Pratt & Whitney, and Rolls-Royce. Any other manufacturer is in some way associated with these big 3. And of course, all of these companies have the usual suspects, Vanguard and BlackRock, as their top shareholders, the 2 mega companies that own everything, who control the 3 companies that essentially power every airline on the planet, also making it almost impossible for anyone else to make their own commercial turbines, with regulations, gatekeepers, certifications, and import controls, to keep their oligopoly in power and free from independent producers to keep this technology as close to their chest as possible. Like, are 4 of these turbines really enough to keep a 600-ton airplane suspended in the air, traveling at hundreds of miles an hour for hours on end, propelled by just the air? I mean, maybe they are. This is what internet rabbit holes are all about after all. Roast me in the comments if you disagree.